I know. I love you, Roy. And with that, we start this Christmas evening's wonderful gift with no artwork. It is modern, and we're playing blue-red Electrobalance. So for anyone who's not aware, the name Electro and Balance refers to two of the main things that this deck is doing. We're using two cards that allow us to cheat on mana cost, those being As Foretold, which is a 2 and a blue enchantment with a wonderful piece of art. This says, at the beginning of your upkeep, put a time counter on As Foretold. Once during each turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for a spell you cast with a converted mana cost equal to X or less, where X is the number of time counters on As Foretold. So starting out in the first turn, you play As Foretold, you can play a 0 mana spell for 0. And on your opponent's turn, you can play a 0 mana spell for 0, which is not particularly useful. But every turn from then on, you can play a 1 mana spell on your turn for free, and then your opponent's turn for free, then a 2 mana spell, 3 mana spell, and so on. Electrodominance is X red for an instant. It says Electrodominance deals X damage to any target. You may cast a spell with converted mana cost X or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. So these spells obviously have the ability to do, just create value for you. But in Time Spiral and Modern Horizons, they printed a cycle of cards, or at least a number of cards, that have no mana cost. Their converted mana cost is 0, but they have no mana cost. They were intended to be suspended. So in the case of Ancestral Visions, it has suspend 4 for blue. Rather than cast this card from your hand, you play blue, exile it with 4 time counters on it, and at the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter. And when you run out of time counters, you cast the spell. And this is, of course, Ancestral Recall. There's also Restore Balance, which is balance, and Crashing Footfalls, which is create 2 4/4 green rhino creature tokens. Unfortunately, this one is not Giant Growth, and there is no historical allegory for what this spell is. But the point is, you get a powerful effect, but you have to suspend for it, or so we thought. With As Foretold and Electrodominance, we can cheat these spells onto the stack and get big ol' payoffs for low cost. We also get to play Greater Gargadon, which is suspend for 1 red. It has suspend 10. It says sacrifice an artifact, creature, or land. Remove a time counter from Greater Gargadon. Activate this ability only if Greater Gargadon is suspended. So this is a wombo combo with Restore Balance. We sacrifice all our permanents, and then when Restore Balance resolves, we destroy everything that our opponent owns because we have nothing. Which, of course, is not true because we have these cards in suspend that are going to come off. We have 1 Brazen Borrower, we have some Force of Negations, we have some Lightning Bolts, there's Force of Negation, Simian Spirit Guide, and Serum Visions and Opt to try to smooth our draws. Then we have some lovely sideboard cards, which I'm sure will come up as we're rocking along. So let's hop into a Modern League and see how she runs. I did grab this from one of the recent Modern Challenges, so hopefully it's a good deck. I've played against it many times, but I never played on this deck. So maybe we'll be able to navigate it, and it should be a lot of fun either way. Crash of Rhinos. Yes, Roy. That is definitely the reference to which Crashing Footfalls is made. Although Crash of Rhinos is an 8 mana 8/4 trample, which is not what Crashing Footfalls creates at all. So yes, while there is a reference, there's no historical spell. Whereas in Time Spiral, basically all of them had a specific overpowered spell from early Magic history, like Balance or Wheel of Fortune or Ancestral Recall, that they were specifically referencing. That's what I meant. That there's no spell that is create 2 4/4 tramples for 3 mana. That is like, oh my god, the black one sucks. Yes, it does. I don't even remember what it does, but I think they all do. Curse of the Cabal. Oh yeah, it's Liliana's ultimate. Yeah, but there's no spell that one is either. So they had to create one, which is probably why it's not good, right? Because they didn't want to make a suspend Dark Ritual while they were making a suspend Lotus. Poor Kid 676 is our very first opponent here on Christmas Eve 2020. And they have a Lurrus. So we are likely playing against some kind of black-red Lurrus deck. This hand has no land, so we're going to ship it. Sand as a amount of lands. And a payoff and a Simian Spirit Guide, so we can get our payoff on turn 3. I kind of just want to pitch the Opt here. If they have Thoughtseize, though, they're going to take my As Foretold, which would be bad. Hypergenesis is the green one, yeah. So do we have... Our deck list contains no green sources, so we can't actually ever suspend Crashing Footfalls, honestly. So I think I'm just going to tuck Crashing Footfalls and stick with the rest of this hand. The other option would be to tuck a land, but I think that would be pretty ambitious. Maybe not. No, maybe we're supposed to ship a land here, because between the Opt and everything else, we could probably just find a land. I like that. It's crazy, but it's just crazy enough to work. Oh. It's hammer time! Well, we're going to be able to put some rhinos into play. Let's hope that they are relevant. I'm not going to fetch Shock here. We're not playing a huge number of red spells, and since I'm looking for land anyway, I'm happy to yikes. Okay, oh, huh. Actually, because I drew an extra Spirit Guide, this is not the worst thing in the world, huh? Electrodominance is red. Yeah, that's probably something important to remember. I'm going to put this... Excuse me. I'm putting the Electrodominance on top because next turn we can go As Foretold, Ancestral Visions, probably hit a land. We're going to be down to low cards in hand. I mean, we get to decide what we cast, so we might get to go As Foretold into Crashing Footfalls because they have no creatures yet. We'll see. Oh, maybe they're on an awkward hand too. Nope. Just giving me the Roy. Just give me that quality roying. Man, I love a good roying. You don't know what life is like until you've been royed. So... There is a combination of cards they could have here that mean that we get beat up pretty severely. Because I can play Ancestral Visions or Crashing Footfalls here. I don't think playing Restore Balance is particularly smart. If they have Colossus Hammer and either a 0-drop creature or another land, we're dead. Because they go Animate, Hammer. Oh, no. Yeah, they go Animate, Swing, and then after blockers, they play the Hammer and kill me. So... if they have the Hammer already, then if they have the land, I'm dead. I guess I'm going to go ahead and draw 3. Because if we draw one of our Force of Negations, we can pitch this Opt and just eat them. Nope. Did find a land, though. And we'll be able to Electrodominance next turn. Alright, well. So there's no way we can opt into either Bolt or Force of Negation and have those be relevant. Electrodominance, what a sweet card. In every possible way. I mean, it's just awesome artwork too, right? Do they have the good stuff? Oh. They did it pre-combat. I mean... We might as well opt. I don't think there's anything we can draw. Because the problem is opt is the only blue card in my hand, so if I pick up Force of Negation, I can't do it. But we might as well. One assumes that if I did put blockers onto the battlefield, that they would have done this correctly, and they just did this because they're an intelligent enough player to know that it didn't matter. I guess Spell Pierce is probably good here. I don't even think I want Anger. I don't think I need to change my main deck much at all. I might go down a Restore Balance. It's a combo with Gargadon, but... Oh, we'll just go down to Footfalls, right? Because their creatures are going to be outclassing the out of some Rhinos. You don't know what they play. Is Moon... No, not even close. Moon is... I mean, Moon could turn off the Ink Moths, but I don't... I mean, yeah. I mean, the problem with Moon is that if I draw it on one of their draws that just doesn't care, then they like, because they also have the draws where they're like cracking you multiple times with like a 10-12 Ornithopter, right? I guess we could play Blood Moon. I just don't know what I'd board out for it. Yeah, like they can play like Path to Exile, or the black-white version is playing Thoughtseize and Inquisition and things like that, but I don't know. I don't know if they're playing too many other instants and sorceries in general. Oh, no, there's no way you're playing Flusterstorm. 0%. Spell Pierce is okay, but Flusterstorm's a definite no-go. I just don't know what I'd cut for Blood Moon, and it's like... It's basically only relevant against Inkmoth. I mean, I guess I could do something like this, but... Sacrifice a little consistency, just hope we get lucky. Let's get lucky and cheese them out. It's Modern. I mean, yeah. It's not the worst, but I think we'll take it. If we top deck an Electrobalance, we just eat them. And there's 4 of them in our deck. Yep. Alright. Suspend! I kept a good hand for Thoughtseize. I kept a good hand for Thoughtseize last game and got punished for it. Hopefully this time we don't. And take the Crashing Footfalls. Unless they have a second discard spell, I guess they could take the As Foretold. They took one of my As Foretolds. That does not bode well. I don't like that at all. Yeah. You drew double discard. Very good at this game. They might have been worried of the finale. I drew the finale this turn. So they didn't know about that when they thought seized me. Were you saying they're proactively worried about Finale? I really doubt it, but okay. It's possible, sure. These decks play 0 to 2 copies of Finale of Promise, so I wouldn't think so, but it's possible. Well, I can cast Force of Negation. That ain't not bad. I just don't know. I don't know. It's like Roy, when people play against Black Green Infect when you were playing it, has anyone, the first time you ever played against them, did they ever like play around Phyrexian Crusader? No, because people don't even remember that it's a card. Like Electrobalance by and large is so unplayed that like one of the niche cards in it, I feel, is just totally beyond people's notice. Okay. So we're going to counter this, and especially because it's about to draw them a card, but doubly because as soon as they get 3 artifacts in play, they get to play it, or they get to equip it for free. So get out of here. How did you piss off the Brian Ching? Brian Ching is normally unflappable. That is a good draw. You do have that gift, Roy. Well, that's upsetting. They got a hammer? Wild. Wow. They have another artifact. Oh, man, I am so annoyed. Because I can't bounce the Pure Steel Paladin because they have Giver of Runes. And when I bounce this Colossus Hammer, they're going to get to draw an extra card. Then we're basically dead next turn anyway, so hopefully we draw Electrobalance and or Electrodominance and Restore Balance. Maybe. I guess As Foretold would be pretty good. All right, let's get out of here. This is just unwinnable. Double Thoughtseize was, you can't play around that one. Double Thoughtseize in the deck that killed you on turn 3 in game 1. I ain't even mad. I mean, Roy, what could be better than Thoughtseize? A Thoughtseize that doesn't lose you 2 life? I don't know if Death Shadow would play that card. I mean, obviously they would. They would just take out their Inquisitions. Yeah. That's good. If we play Fiery Islet on 1, we might be able to Electrodominance into Rhinos on 2. Phyrexian Black. Oh my god. You're a monster. Andy M. Jovis is our opponent. We'll go bottom, top, I guess. Because we're going to be fetching for Steam Vents anyway. I feel like any kind of Selesnya deck is probably a good matchup for us. Oh, okay. It's Titan. All right. I want to say that we should have a good Titan matchup. They're going to be too slow to deal with this. Rhino's going to get you. I mean, they do play Path to Exile, but... They play EE main, no. They don't even play EE sideboard for the most part. They have better answers than that. Rhinos. Are they going to path me? No, they should upkeep math me. Well, maybe not. Yeah. I don't think they play... No, so Green-White Titan. Green-White... what is it called? Eldamri's Toolbox, which is one of the most disingenuous descriptions ever, considering that they play 4 of Reclaimer, 4 of Dryad of the Elysian Groves, and 4 of Titan, and sometimes 1 like Ramanap Excavator or like 2 of Skyclave Apparition, but it did evolve from a deck that was much more toolboxy. Like, it came from a deck that had like, I want to say it was 4 Titans and then a bunch of 1-ofs with Aether Vial, the Vial Titan list. All Titan lists are Vial, in my opinion, though. You know. So, I'm kidding. Primeval Titan is just obnoxiously the best, like, green payoff card in Modern, and so it shows up all over the place. Partially because of Field of the Dead and Valakut. Groll Land Loss. Yeah. Yeah, Eladamri's Toolbox. It's a good one. It's a good one. Am I getting pathed? No, I'm not getting pathed. Alright. Can I go to combat? Jesus. Smash. Jesus Christ. Suspend. Greater Gargadon in suspend mode. MTG equivalent of G's. Can you let me fit? Ouch. Wait. Do you mean the talking version of that one or the naked version of that one? Both are bad. I just want to know how bad we're talking here. I would love to see them grab Skyclave Apparition and realize that, okay, I get Reclaimer. That's awesome for me. I can bolt a Reclaimer. Let's go! You know what it's time for. You know what you just did. You know what you just did. Boat guy in the house. Oh, they had a dryad anyway. What a nerd. Flagstones. Wait, that can't play. Oh, yes, it can. God, it's so stupid. Do you own a dinghy? This is a real question. Real talk. Does Boat Guy own a dinghy? Hey, get off my dinghy. That reference is just for Roy. It's not just for Roy, but I feel like Roy is the only one here who will get it. 9 counters. It's so many. So many. Oh my god, it's Larynx Punchworthy. How are you doing? What up? Are we losing? Yes, we're 0-1. We died to hammers. Oh no, we're about to lose, Roy. They're gonna play 2 lands and a Titan out of their 5-card hand. I own a kayak. We had a Dorico come through my state. It took my kayak. I don't even have enough money to replace it. Yeah, I don't know what a Dorico is. Derico? I have no idea. Dericio. Really banned Windstorm. Wild. Like, but not a hurricane or a tornado or a twister. They get another Elvish Reclaimer. That's cute. And they play another Flagstones. Oh my god, what a draw. Brutality. But they're at 3. They have to chump block this turn. Man, this is about to suck for them. Unless they actually do have a Path to Exile in their hand. But either way, this is about to suck. Torn down buildings, uplifted crops, etc. Oof. No, I've never heard of that one compared to a Gaddock Teague. Sure. You're still double... No, they're just... Are they? No, they have to double chump here and they'll go to 1? Okay. I'm going to cycle this Fiery Islet. If we draw a Lightning Bolt, we win. There's plenty of other things we can also draw that would be good. That's one of them. If we draw an Electrodominance or a As Foretold, which these are neither of those things. But it's fine. We're good. We're good. They put a Reclaimer in their hand, and they have to double block here. Like, oof. You poor bastard. Nice green spell stranded in your hand, nerd. Listen. I also have white spells stranded in my hand. Let's not be rude, all right? I'm a failure on multiple axes. Axes. I'm a failure on multiple axes. Let's not get too specific about how I'm failing. That's right. Yeah, we're both playing Flesh decks. Just look at our hands. They not have a Titan. It's turn 5. My opponent's deck is broken. Someone call Watsy. This is a Skyclave Apparition. That's a Skyclave Apparition that was about to exile literally nothing. Alright, so we won game 1. And we have Blood Moons. And we have... No, that's it. Just Blood Moons. Brazen Borrower is not great. Well, Brazen Borrower against Dryad is not too bad. And it's okay against an early Reclaimer. Although it's not great on the draw. And then probably just a Opt. We'll just pitch an Opt. Yeah, that seems fine. Force of Negation. Well, Force of Negation is pretty bad, huh? Hardcast Force of Negation is okay. pitching for Force of Negation is like in this matchup. Like I would be very upset if I had to pitch for Force of Negation. Because realistically, the only spell that matters is Electrodomri's Call. I mean, I'm okay to sideboard this way, but I'm not thrilled about it. I mean, I'm going to go with this. Maybe we just turn one Blood Moon and they lose. That would be good. Be all right with that. I'm keeping this. I mean, we could get a turn 2 Blood Moon if we rip a... so many mom moments with... You're not wrong. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. All right. We could suspend Ancestral, but I'm willing to Serum Visions, digging for Electro or As Foretold. Yikes! All right. Good thing we don't have any fetches in our hand because the bottom of my deck is all garbage. I think they put a junkyard on the bottom of my deck because it's all garbage down there. Serum Visions for an island, doodah. It doesn't quite scan. Oh no, we missed the island. Oh, da doodah day. In 1215 at Runnymede, doodah, doodah. The nobles and the king agreed. Oh, de doodah. Hey, we did the thing. The downside of it is it gets me either draw 3 or a pretty pathetic balance. Or I guess I could make Rhinos. We might make Rhinos into a Blood Moon. No, Yankee Doodle went to town, doodah, doodah, Yankee Doodle. Yeah, it's Yankee Doodle, and then on an episode of The Simpsons, Roy, Lisa explains how she used it as her as a way to study for a history test on the Magna Carta. Well, that would be super inconvenient if I didn't do this right now. Yeah. 1215 at Runnymede, doodah, doodah. The nobles and the king agreed, oh de doodah day. And then there's also an episode where, in that same episode, they used that same song to help Marge study for her realtor exam. Something about the escrow agent's pay. Pay back your bank. And I think that was the same season with Lemon of Troy, where they invade Shelbyville. Because multiple times in that season, Nancy Cartwright sounds like she has a cold. If you remember when they invade Shelbyville, and there's when they finally find the lemon tree, and Bart's like, this is as useless as that lemon-shaped rock. Wait a minute. There's a lemon behind that rock. And when he says that phrase, it sounds like she's super congested. Like, super congested. There's a lemon behind that rock. Like, it sounds like that. All right, crushed him. Love that episode. It's a good episode. Lemon of Troy is a fantastic episode. It also has one of my favorite, like, throwaway Simpsons jokes of when the Springfielders roll into the gas station and they're like, hey, have you considered doing a podcast about Simpson analyses? I'm sure there's much more knowledgeable, much more expert people than me. But I know who my only co-host in the world could be, which is my best friend Rob, who has a as encyclopedic, if not better, knowledge of The Simpsons than I do, and a better brain. Wait, you know Rob. I don't know why I qualified. Maybe there's other people in here who don't know Rob. And there's going to be a recording of this. It'd still be original enough. I guess so. Especially, I feel like the perspective of two Canadians, and especially me, who's like actually gone and interacted with like American culture and American, like everyday Americans a lot. And I have to say, like, everything I learned from The Simpsons is so infinitely applicable to reality. Opponent mulls to 4. I know you can't see it, but opponent mulls to 4. That's a yikes. So a Canadian and a Canadian who works on a Panamanian property walk into a podcast. And the one Canadian says to the other Canadian, "Hey, have you ever seen such a shoddy operation?" And he says, "No, but I've been to prison." But that wasn't a joke. Okay, so playing this island on turn 1 was a big mistake. I should have played Spirebluff Canal for a huge number of reasons. Yeah. But I do have a Simian Spirit Guide. So we can cast Crashing Footfalls this turn. Just use the monkey. No, I know, but if I want to restore balance and knock them down to 1 land, or if they get up to 3, knock them down to, you see what I mean? Like, I would have had more flexibility. It wasn't just like time to put the mana in. Okay. All I'm saying is it's not just about being able to cast Electrodominance, period. It's also the fact that I wanted to play as few lands as possible against the Tron deck and maybe Stone Rain them to give myself enough time. That is nice to see. Grass tastes bad. Burger time. You wanted to play as few lands as possible. Why'd you play a basic? Because I'm garbage. Because I'm bad at this game. I literally was just explaining that. I don't... What do you want from me? I already said I was bad and I feel bad. Okay, but why are you bad at this game? That's a much deeper, more complex philosophical question. My father never supported me. He only wanted me to be good at sports. Gaming was below his notice. That's true. Not sad enough, though. Time to cycle this land. Agreed. This land's a card draw. It's just a card draw. Maybe I should have fired it off at sorcery speed because we are playing Serum Visions and Opt. So if I draw Serum Visions with that, that's a punish. No, Roy, it's not really sad childhood stories without alcohol. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely a good descriptor of that. Listen, my dad didn't need alcohol to be a bastard. I mean, it helped, but you know. All right, so I think we just attack for 4. And then next turn, if they go Tron land, pop their O-Stone, I can go pitch Spirit Guide, As Foretold, restore balance. 4? Play is to play no lands, and then As Foretold. Yeah. Punchworthy nailed it. We're just not going to play anything, because if they go Tron land O-Stone, we put them back to 2 lands, which is, considering the situation, not bad. You're smart. I am so smart. S-A-M-R-T. I mean, S-M-A-R-T. Oh, they're digging. Oh, they're giving it a good college try, but if they miss that tower, they're going to die. My dad didn't need alcohol to be a POS. No, and to be perfectly honest, however difficult my relationship with my father was, he's a good guy. You know, he had fatherhood thrust upon him in a crappy situation. Him and my mom's relationship didn't work out. Not to get into a whole bunch of stuff, because listen, I turned out great no matter what life, you know, no matter what curveballs my early life threw at me. I couldn't be happier with the way things turned out. You know what I mean? So, and no matter who you are, you know, people in much worse situations than me have turned out to be much better people than I am. So let's not even, you know, get into that. I think I want the Spell Pierce, and I guess we'll cut. Oh, we're cutting bolts here. Is what we're cutting. Doy. Maybe even over Brazen Borrower. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I could have Flusterstorm's still probably better than Bolt. I mean, they play Ancient Stirrings and Sylvan Scrying, and those are both pretty important spells for them. I'm not thrilled about the Flusterstorm, but it's almost definitely better than Lightning Bolt. Such a poignant moment. Blossoming Defense. Ah, you have Hexproof from the poignant moment. But so it turns out in my when I rolled into my 20s, turned out my mom was the one who was a total nut job, and my dad was the one who actually had good advice, which was true my whole life. It's just that he had to deal with his own shit. I mean, I don't need to get into it on stream, Roy, but my mom does live at the Scientology castle in England. I mean, it's not a sign of stability. We've had a lot of good chats, my friend. I should have Flusterstorm, but I clicked through it. Oh, dude, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I'm more concerned about the misplay here. So, they've got a Karn liberated. So if I go As Foretold into Rhinos, are they going to exile my As Foretold? I assume that they are. I also know that there's just no other play here. So we're going to go As Foretold, Rhinos, and then pass the turn. See what happens. You moved like 11 times. Nice. My childhood was fine, except I moved like 11 times. But that was okay, because every time I moved, my dick grew an inch. Dab. You know that I went back and read it after you typed the thing about making me read it, right? I read it because I like you, and I want your joke to land. Yes! Everyone knows that, in the words of the great Miss Kerbopple. Shit posting doesn't have to make sense. Amen, brother. Amen. Do you see my last one? You see my last Simpsons meme? I put it to, I posted it to the Reddit. To the unfortunately named subreddit where memes can roam. Maybe they uptick their Karn? They could uptick their Karn. They do. Wow. It's a bold move, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off. Hold on. So the title is With All the Uro Ban Talk. It's pretty specific and self-indulgent, but I'm okay with it. Okay, so if I don't play a land, they can uptick their Karn, and then I exile Flusterstorm probably. And then if they exile my As Foretold, I can play a second one. Because I don't want to play another land here into... Making them discard cards doesn't make any sense unless I'm making them discard all their cards. I think I'm just going to take my chances past the turn here. They can't exile my As Foretold. So I guess if they plus the Karn, I can just exile the As Foretold in my hand. No, Magic TCG won't accept memes, by the way, Larynx Punchworthy. So that's why I don't post them there. I'm not allowed to. They ban them. You can't meme on Magic TCG. It's very serious. You have to have alters. You have to have very poorly informed takes on formats. And as you mentioned before, of course, girlfriends who can make a magic cake. Or moms. Moms count too. If we don't have order, the anarchists win. I mean, how's that tautology class coming for you, Roy? Or boyfriends. Yeah, sure. Partners or parents. Second thought. Oh. That's rough. Unless we top deck a Restore Balance, that'd be real good. That's not real good. All right, I think we just go all out on Karn. It's possible they go block, or at least block, and give me an extra card here. Yeah, I think we're probably going to game 3 here. They let the Karn die. That's terrifying. I don't like that one. It's Karn at 6. He was at 2, but he goes +4. Probably have Ugin. I bet they do. I bet they do. I bet you did. I bet you did. No, they don't need anything that good. They've just got the second card. Take my As Foretold. Come on. We all know you're gonna do it. Really? That feels ambitious. What are you gonna do, Sylvan Scrying? And then when you scry the Sylvan, it shoots bees out of its mouth, so that I'm dealing with Tron lands and bees? They attacked me. What is going on? I mean, they got away with it, so, you know, fuck me. Yeah, we're done here. Yeah, we're gonna rock with this. I fucked up by not Flusterstorming on turn 1. 2? Turn 2. Their turn 2. Yeah, we'll keep this. Looked into beekeeping since I like honey. That shit's expensive. That does not surprise me. But it is apparently something you are legally allowed to do in just like urban settings. Shit, could I have gone turn 0 Electrodominance? I could have, couldn't I? Well, no use crying over spilt rhinos. I think I'm just shipping both of these. Yeah, no use crying over spilled rhinos. Double rhinos? Oh, shit. Yeah, you're probably right, Punchworthy.
Compadres,
thanks for the follow,
it is imperative that we crush the freedom fighters
11
before the start of the rainy season. And remember,
yeah, you're right.
New donkey for whoever brings me the head of Colonel Montoya.
I almost definitely should have done that, yeah. Oh well. Well, given where we're at now, I should suspend this Gargadon. That command should work. I did put it on the thing correctly, so maybe MTG bot left my channel. Yeah, it did. All right, MTG bot is back, and so is the command. There we go. All right, so we're going to suspend the Gargadon here, and then we'll use the Spirit Guide to put in Rhinos at the end of their turn. So, it's not great, but it's not the worst. Yeah, of course, Malos. The people deserve access to information. So, I don't think Electric Boogaloo is popular, Roy. I just think that the concept of a sequel named Break Into Electric Boogaloo is so catchy that it doesn't even matter what it is. Like, it's just irrelevant. The fact that it's called Break Into Electric Boogaloo means that it will be remembered forever, especially once it was immortalized in things like Family Guy jokes. Hold on. No, I don't have that anymore. I should steal that off a Simpsons episode, because then I probably wouldn't get hit by the copyright. But I guess we'll go with this one. Man, our draws are really bad. What Boogaloo is more popularly associated with? No? I'm convinced this stream is an elaborate ploy to make the plays that hurt me the most. It could be. That is so inappropriate, Roy. No, that's not what people are touting. It's just, that is incredibly inappropriate to what that movie was. It's like a disco era film. So I guess we're gonna just keep attacking them, huh? It's a shame I boarded out all of my bolt. It's a movie. It's Break Into Electric Boogaloo. I've said it like 3 times. Yeah, Break Into Electric Boogaloo. It's a 1984 American comedy drama musical film. It's a sequel to Breakin'. It just became a pop culture thing because it was a Family Guy joke. And Electric Boogaloo can be appended to the name of a movie to indicate a sequel. This construction is somewhat dismissive of the original work and or the idea of making a follow-up movie. So, case in point, Lord of the Rings 2 Electric Boogaloo not a good joke because Lord of the Rings was written as a singular unit. But the Matrix 2 Electric Boogaloo, now there you have that's reality. They really didn't they never intended to make a sequel to the Matrix, which is why the 2 sequels to the Matrix are kind of awful. Well, that's pretty unbeatable. I suppose we could draw, I don't know what, Restore Balance? We'd have to attack them for 4, but then they'd have a... Jesus. I do have a Gargadon. Oh, which means I forgot I had the Gargadon, so I should sacrifice the Rhino token. Yes, Punchworthy, thank you for pointing out the fact that I failed on turn 1. I already knew that, but I'm glad that I know it again. I mean, I can draw extra cards here. Well, next turn. Teuton, son. Teuton. All right, we're dead. We won game 1 and we just got horribly savaged in game 2 and 3. Yeah. Seems to be the case. I mean, we can go block sacrifice and then next turn we get to draw 3. I don't know where that could possibly put us, but I'm helping. Give Electrodominance for 2 to Electrodominance for 0. Yes, that's true. Wait a minute. Wait. If I had shocked this, could I have blocked it? No, because they're still exiling a card from my hand. I should have shocked this so I could Electrodominance them for 2. No, I could still Electrodominance. No. I made the right play. I already thought through this far ahead without saying it in any words because that usually trips me up more than anything. So by not explaining what I was doing there, I didn't screw up for once. The point is, I have an Ancestral Visions on top of my deck, and my choice next turn is either to play it with Electrodominance for 0 or play it with Electrodominance for 2. I mean, those are the only real choices I have. If they attack with Wormcoil Engine, we get to block with the Rhino, then sack the Rhino. Our Gargadon's on 7 counters. If we sack the Rhino, it's on 6. On my turn, it's on 5. So if I could put it to 0, I could actually put it into play and attack them. So if they tapped off their O-Stone, I'd be in really good shape. But if I'm able to put the Gargadon into play as a lethal attacker, they'll have to pop their O-Stone. So we might get away with murder here. We'll see. I mean, this is the right way for it to start. The Arrested Development overdub. He didn't get away with murder. So here's the thing, though. If I Electrodominance and then draw a land, it means they have to O-Stone, which is pretty good for me compared to what would happen otherwise. Man, if they tap off of O-Stone, I'm going to lose it. If they tap off of O-Stone without playing a new blocker, I'm going to be... Also, I need to rewatch some Arrested Development. Just the voiceover jokes are so good. No song request tonight, Boat Guy. We're gonna put this on the YouTube. Please play Ugin. Please play Ugin. Opponent, you are so extra, and I love you. Do it. Play Ugin. Do it. Do it. Well, that's a blocker. That's not what I wanted. At all. Could we get through this? Yes. Will we get through this? Probably not. I don't know. Clearly, I should have left some lightning bolts in my deck. All right, so we're going upstairs because there's no way I can draw a haste creature. No, I'm supposed to keep the mana. Do we have bolt? We have 0 bolts. 0. Electro for 1, visions. No, we have no bolts. We boarded out all the bolts. Bolt is terrible in this matchup, except for this exact situation, which again, and this is one of the things you should know, and this is the reason why I do this channel. If you ever play this deck, maybe don't board out your bolts. Playing early rhinos will often be your path to victory. I had to tap red there, so I did not miss tap, but there's no way out anymore. No, we're dead on board. Never mind. Well, good try. So we 100% screwed up and lost that game by not playing as many rhinos as possible on turn 1. So again, remember this deck is a combo deck, like an obnoxious, overpowered modern combo deck, and you should try to put lethal into play as soon as possible. Apparently, we haven't been able to Gargadon Electrodominance once. So my conclusion about this right now in the modern metagame is, like, see this hand? This is probably god-awful. Because all it has is restore balances. It's a triple mulligan already. Which I guess makes it easy to mull with this deck. We're on the draw. I'm keeping this one. Hell yeah. I think Gargadon plus balance is really, 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 really good in a whole bunch of matchups that we haven't hit yet. So, yeah, we bottom bolt? Yeah, I think we bottom bolt. I would not like to get thought seized. Yeah, because that's the thing. So, like, modern right now is so swing. Okay, so this is probably Storm. I cannot imagine that Storm is a good matchup for us. Unless we can set up Gargadon into Electrodominance. And the best way to ensure that is by doing this. Hopefully it's fast enough. Too busy sitting on my hoard of coffee beans. It's a good hoard. Through the breach. It could be Breach Moon. It could be Breach Moon. That would be better for me. I don't need either of these cards. Bottom. Pass the turn. Yeah, it could be Breach Moon. We've played against that earlier. Boil-proof Breach Moon. Still could be either one. It's less likely to be Breach Moon than Storm with Opt. Could be one of Spike's deck. It could be Boil-proof. No, it wouldn't be the Emrakul deck because they wouldn't play any non-type lands because they need the Dwarven line. I'm not jamming As Foretold into open blue mana. It's my only payoff right now, so I'm just gonna suspend this Gargadon. Blue-red may have a really, really, really hard time with a Gargadon if and when it resolves. So, Omen of the Sea. Okay, yeah. This is Breach. Man, they're so dead in like 10 turns. I know, right? Oh my god. They're gonna die so hard in like 10 turns. It's gonna be amazing. They're going to take 9 damage. 9 damage! How can you live through that? They're going to die once we finish buffering. Yeah, that's the way to think about it. The biggest problem I have right now is if I play As Foretold, I can't pitch Force. Draw a blue card. Do a blue. Oh, that's so obnoxious. God, why is my opponent playing a deck that's good? You know, that's so obnoxious. What am I even supposed to do against that? I can't compete with that. Are they? I mean, I've run into it multiple times in the last little while and sacrifice their Snapcaster to Gargadon. It says sacrifice a creature. I mean, the Snapcaster is a creature. I don't understand why that doesn't work. This game's too complicated. I want to play Settlers. Well, assuming that they are an average player of an average deck, which I don't think I can safely assume, but we might be able to force the breach they play next turn. Lightning Bolt, notably not a blue card. You're not wrong, Larynx Punchworthy. But quite possibly the most popular card in Modern right now in competitive results. I believe that is true. Multiple people touting the health of Modern based on the fact that Lightning Bolt is the most popular competitive card. And I have to say, I don't necessarily disagree. As Foretold Lutri. I mean, it's just so crazy it might work. That sounds like a Boxing Day kind of deck. Because I'm definitely playing some Urza tomorrow on Christmas Day. Yeah, you know, the day everyone gets together to remember the day that Santa was born. Christmas. Team Urza. I wish. Oh, we could play the Song of Creation deck, yeah. Maybe we should even. I wasn't planning on it, but maybe that's even better. We're definitely playing some number of Urza decks, that's for sure. Bolt me. Okay. I may have to bolt the Snapcaster. Look away, children! Look away! This is such a value negative play. Look away, children! Santa's LinkedIn profile lists him as a professional burglar, philanderer, and con man. That's unexpected. All right, so Gargadon is relatively close to coming off suspend. We can play As Foretold and Force of Negation right now. However, if my opponent has Breach on their turn, we lose. Also, if they have Cryptic Command, we're in a tough spot. Also, if they have one more land... Yeah, so Larynx Punchworthy, I'm walking through all the reasons that's probably going to fail. Well, I know, but this isn't the kind of game this deck normally wants to play. So I can jam the As Foretold here, but honestly, I'm just giving them an excuse to cast their Cryptic Command and draw a card, which is fine. Like, I think we're done here. We didn't have an explosive enough opening. Okay, so they played a Remand, and that's kind of good because in theory, if they have Breach Remand next turn, we can beat them. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, stay of execution, I suppose. I will take it. You guys ready to do last turn all over again, except my Gargadon is slightly closer to coming in? I know, I am. This Gargadon's getting a little bit serial, huh? Like he's coming. I could put him in right now. Yeah, okay. And I can pitch for Force of Negation. So honestly, no matter what sure. I'm putting in the Gargadon right now. This is the only way I can conceive that we're going to win this game. So I'm putting in Gargadon right now, and I have Force of Negation that I can cast. Yes, I said cast. We're not pitching. I mean, obviously pitching is casting, but I think this is the actual... It's going to get remanded? I really doubt it. I mean, it's possible. I feel like it's more likely to get hit by a more significant counter than that. It could be Mana Leak. I don't care. Okay. They have Brazen Borrower, maybe? Nope. All right. You better have Breach plus something else. Actually, you don't need to because you're only at 11. You're actually not all that close to dying at all. Okay, they're going to have Breach plus a counter. Yeah. But, I mean, we might as well go for it, right? But they did need to have this here. The fuck? Okay. They didn't have it! Oh my god! Well, I'll tell you. Well, every now and then, if you really believe in yourself, you can take yourself to a game-winning position. And, well, as President of the United States of America, I would just like to declare lightning bolt. Well. Oh, you know what? He did say well a lot. Gargadon doing work. You know the fun part about my opponent's boil-proof deck? It's really vulnerable to Blood Moon. It's like really vulnerable to Blood Moon. I stole that game by playing to win. And I will accept no other explanation for what happened. It was a Christmas miracle. I'm not saying it wasn't, but I will also say that we played to win and we got paid off. If you play to win, sometimes you'll get paid off. Also, multiple times on earlier turns, they cast remands on things where I was like, what? And maybe they didn't have a cryptic or something like that. Like, that's possible, but... All right. Brazen Borrower seems bad. Finale... seems clunky. Yeah, I know, Roy, but I mean, you can't pick and choose your matches like that, you know. I feel like boarding out a Footfalls and a Restore Balance or something like that. No, I want to keep Footfalls against the Lightning Bolt deck. You gotta think outside the box. By box, I mean ethics. You gotta think outside ethics. Stop being so ethical. I think this is how I want a sideboard. It's not perfect, but I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I think I definitely want to keep all the Rhinos against the Lightning Bolt deck. They really, really are a little bit limited on what they can do. I don't know if they want to bring in Aether Gust against me, but I doubt it. Turn 1 Rhinos. Don't mind if I do. All right. The question is, do I turn 1 Rhinos into their Force of Negation, or do I let them have 1 mana? My spells are red and green. I'm gonna let them have 1 mana. I doubt they play Spell Pierce. I doubt they play Flusterstorm. If they do, they got me. Yeah, we're jamming. And I hope you like jamming too. Here on the Mana Symbol channel, it is 9:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the beautiful nation of Canada. I'm in the state, or the province, as you out-of-towners may not know, of Ontario. And we're jamming. And I hope you like jamming too. Spell Pierce. I mean, yep. That's, yep. That's okay, we can still win. We can still win. Probably won't win, but we can still win. You wish you lived in Canada. You are not the only one, my friend. And no offense, but if I could help anyone out with being able to live in Canada, you, No, I mean, Punchworthy, if you were to ask me the question, gun to my head, do you think it's possible they have Spell Pierce or Flusterstorm? I would say yes, 100%. Yeah, in hindsight, I would still jam. I think you should do that every single time, because I think it's much more likely that they kept a hand with a Force of Negation than they kept a hand with a Spell Pierce. Like, that's just it. Moving to Canada in about 4 to 5 years with my girlfriend. Good luck, boat guy. I'm sure we'd be happy to have you. You seem like good people. When you get here, let's go have a drink. A little bit of maple syrup, a schwitz. Does Canada need lots of boats? I mean, we have lots of boats, but that means we do need lots of boats. Like, we will need replacement boats for the boats we have. Second verse. Same as the... I mean, the Gargadon's coming again. He's coming hard. And they're old ladies. And they've got action and stories. I've got a bunch of 1-for-1s in my hand. If they decide to slam through the breach this turn, assuming that I only have 1 mana open, I have Flusterstorm. But Omen of the Sea is too much smoothing. I don't want to let them set up to a perfect hand. Yay, randomly aggressive. That... I mean, I guess I just said the words yay, randomly aggressive, but what the flip? Are they conceding that their hand is awful, or are they about to Emrakul me and they want it to be for lethal? No, they're conceding that their hand is bad. Wild. What? That turn 1 Spell Pierce was not that devastating. We both kept 7. That Snapcaster's not even gonna kill me before the Gargadon comes in. I'm not mad, but I am disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I know if I shocked the Steam Vents that I could Electrodominance the Snapcaster for 1 and make 2 Rhinos. Or I can make 2 Rhinos when they attack and have Mystical Dispute or Flusterstorm up to stop them. But I didn't think it was worth it when they were likely to have so much mana up and continue to do nothing. Like, I think we're actually in a pretty okay... Now we're in a good spot. All right. So we're going to Crashing Footfalls once they declare Snapcaster as an attacker. And we're going to put 2 Rhinos into play and then block the Snapcaster. Yeah. And we have Mystical Dispute, Flusterstorm, and then we'll have 4/4. And if it resolves, we can sacrifice them both to Gargadon if there's anything that comes up that wise. So, and we are going to target them, the player, because there's nothing that's going to give them hexproof. If we target the Snapcaster Mage, they could bounce it with a Cryptic Command and fizzle my spell. So I think I've thought of basically everything here. Gust. That's fine. We dispute that. And then my Flusterstorm is gigantic. It's huge. You guys should see this guy's Flusterstorm. It was gigantic. Thick. Yay! And go. Rhinos in defense mode. What? You nerd. You can't force a negation on your turn. I know you think you can, but you can't. Can I go to the bathroom? You can, if you think you can. Thanks, Akira. It's actually, they made it really easy, Roy. You just keep clicking same target. Unless you don't want to, then it gets complicated. Akira, my man, will we be able to break blocks of wood with our heads? First, you must fill your head with wisdom if you wish to break wood with it. Flusterstorming the Flusterstorm. Yeah, that's not so much fun. Also, people who don't know how to do it, they will have a lot of fun screwing that one up. We drew a Spell Pierce. This is exactly the insulation against them going through the breach that we needed. I don't know, breach you. Breach you could get... Oh my god, they had it. Oh, it's so good. And they know it was a top deck. I had 1 card in hand. I just drew it. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Hold on, we can kill them here, right? Yeah, we can and will. We can and will. You really are a heel. You've got all the slimy charm of a seasick crocodile. I need to look up the lyrics for that. Float mana. Why? 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 What are they going to do? There's no modern legal spell they can cast, and the only card in my hand is Force of Negation. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to subject my opponent to... I have to go to combat anyway. Like, are you actuallying me on floating the mana? Like, come on. Come on, buddy. Force doesn't hit creatures. No, it doesn't. You're playing modern. Creature threats are obnoxious. No, yes, understandably, but no, that's not a thing they can do. Which is, speaking of which, something we will get into on the next or the following episode of the Serum Visions podcast, because we're going to be brewing in Legacy. I'll be back in 1 second, and then we will get into match number 5. Alrighty. Larynx Punchworthy, you're not illiterate, you're just lazy. And that's okay. You're lazy, I'm bad. We all have our flaws. Alright, I do have the lyrics for Mr. Grinch, so after this, if I can find a karaoke backing, I will sing it. Hope the next deck is a Tron deck. We could have beat the last one if I wasn't so garbage. Am I keeping this in the dark? It's really not good enough, huh? Because Electrodominance into Restore Balance on turn 2. If they're a Thoughtseize deck, this hand is garbage. That's better. Yeah, we pitched it. And we just pitch a land here for sure. It feels so wild to me to be playing a deck where I'm always like, we don't need no frickin' lands. Who needs lands? We're playing a good deck. We're playing a good modern power level deck. We don't need no lands. All our spells cost like 2. Merry Christmas, bro. Back at ya. My opponent said Merry Christmas. Thank you, Big Moke. I forgive you for killing me here. I hope you get Blood Moon by Scred. I feel like we wouldn't give a shit because we're going to have Ancestral Visions on suspend. That's right. I'm suspending my Ancestral Visions. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do for me? In the words of the great Shaka Khan. What you gonna do for May? The whole month. That's right, Punchworthy. The whole month. What are you gonna do for the month of May? One assumes go out in the sun and enjoy it with your wife. Congratulations. May. It's gonna be May. I'm just making fun of a frequent singerism. And enjoy my new house. Nice. Time is a construct. Lunchtime, doubly so. No, I don't need a spirit guide. Draw a spirit guide anyway. No, oh, we didn't do it. Huh. Kel Surprise, I suppose. Urza ETV make time. No, Urza entering the battlefield burns time. Oh, we're against some kind of Sultai or 4-color field deck. Alright, alright. What is this? What you got? Oh. That. Alright. You just keep making my restore balance better and better, nerd. Oh, I don't like the look of this. What you doing there, opponent? Nope. I don't like this. I feel like I'm about to get tails ended. Nope. They just really wanted to make sure that they could... Oh, maybe they think I'm playing Blue Moon. No, they think I'm playing Blue Moon and they want to make sure they can remand or mana leak or something like that. I would think. Yeah. So far, we could be playing like a bad Blue Moon deck. I mean, I'm jamming here. There's no, you know. I got no illusions. Mana leak? Nope. They got no. You can play Ancestral Visions in like Blue Moon or some nonsense. Are they gonna Abrupt Decay? Maybe not. No, they are. Okay. Sure. Yeah, they were ready for Blood Moon there though. You would think they would know what it was off of Ancestral Visions, but I could see some crazy Blue Moon pilots still playing a one of, you know? I mean, I'm about to cast Ancestral Visions, so you didn't cast Restore Balance immediately. No, I would only gain one card. Yeah, I guess we force this. Because it might mean they miss their land drop, which means they're less likely to be able to counter my Ancestral Visions. Yeah, Punchworthy, I considered it, but it just didn't look that good. Okay, the force there was good. Because there's no way they're gonna have a counter for this. I mean, they could have force here. Nope. And we've had I could have yeah, I screwed up. Oh, I did not screw up. We did not screw up. We did not screw up. Playing that land was great. Playing that land was tremendous. The best. Nobody's ever cast a land like I've played a land. I even cast the land. Nobody knew you could cast lands until now. Until I came along, people were playing lands. I said, I'm gonna cast it. I even said my mountain's red. Why would it be painted red if it wasn't red? You see this forest? It's green. I hope our Restore Balance resolves. Me too. If they held on to their force this long, I mean, I got, right? I mean, maybe they did. Sorry, we got. If they held on to their force that long, we got. You love to see it. So good! The most important thing about the impersonation is the voice character does not matter that much. What really matters is saying the kind of things that person would say. Things that make no sense unless you're totally unfamiliar with language, logic, basic math, like, you know. Goot. Basic human empathy, yeah, that's a good one. That's That's definitely something you need to be unfamiliar with to understand the tone there. That's true. All right. I'm looking for permanents to sacrifice to the Gargadon. The Gargalord. So, I could play Finale of Promise for 0 right now and draw 3, one assumes. Let's see if that's possible. Cast with As Foretold. No other targets to choose from. I assume that's for the instant half, but I'm going to skip that. I'm not going to do that. Maybe we'll play it next turn. No, I feel like there's very little loss in screwing this up. Okay, it does work the way I thought it did. Good. Wish Donald Trump was my dad, yo. Mad Cow Chicken with the hot take. I would like to draw 3, please. Boing, 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 boing. Hoyo! I guess we'll cast Opt. Yeah, I'll keep that. Okay. Pass the turn. That's a pretty cool deck. How do you do with it? Not great. 2-2 so far, but could have been 3-1 with more experience. Definitely. It's definitely very powerful. It's a powerful deck. Anyway, the point of a lot of impressions, it's about like the cadence of the person's voice and then what that person would say more than it is about how closely you actually nail the voice. There's a lot of elements to speech, which makes it fascinating. Okay, we'll cast Serum Visions first for real actual manas. Crashing Footfalls, quality draw. Crashing Footfalls on top, also acceptable. I don't know. Rhinos? Whoop.
Hey, a toast to the host who can boast the most.
Hey, holy shit. Well, I don't know who CWS MTG is, but thank you for the host. We are playing some Electrobalance here, and holy god, that is so many people. Merry or Happy Christmas to you all. Is that Caleb Shearer? Holy shit. Hi, Caleb. You're the biggest Magic celebrity that's hosted me since Ross Miriam. That's an actual fact. Man, I could have Gargadon them this turn and then killed them with 2 lightning bolts. You know what? I'm blaming it on the raid, and I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with my failure. You guys all missed a pretty epic As Foretold, but hopefully you will not be missing the end of this match and or league. And then we're going to play some Black-Green Infect. So if you do want to stick around and see that, you can do so. So thank you, welcome. And as my soundboard always says, I couldn't find the button. I'm going to use this one. Because bustin' does make me feel good. What was I intending to go for? That one. Okay, now we're gonna kill them. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So 1 turn late, but it's fine. So we go Bolt. I guess they could have another Force of Negation. They could do. We're still one off. We are so not even close to one off, my friend. But thanks for playing. It's 10-8. It's 10-9. 9-7. 9-7. Whatever. Whatever. It's a big dude, alright? It's like the frickin' L train coming crashing into you, dude. It's slamming into there like the blue line. I really should just abandon my dreams of being a New Yorker and just New Yorkify Toronto. That's the dream. Just New Yorkify Toronto. So I was on the Bloor and Young line. I was transferring at St. George Station. And some sounds like a terrible idea. It is. It is. It's a terrible idea. All right, Blood Moon, Spell Pierce, and Flusterstorm, and Mystical Dispute again. I think we're blurting out. We're blurting out our Blighting Bolts. Brazen Borrower seems bad against their total lack of permanence, and probably Opt and Serum Visions. So, you know, that's fine. Ban all dreams. I'd rather that thing I typed in. I'd rather do that than abandon my dreams. Just abandon hope. Listen, Hope is not going to win this match for us. Do you think Hope cast that Gargadon in that previous game that won us that game when y'all were like, oh my god, Gargadon's not going to win you a game? And then we did. Hope didn't do that. We did. All right. This is land heavy. The Royal Hall. It's like a mull to 5 unless we start drawing combo pieces. On the draw in this matchup, I am going to keep this, which I am not an experienced pilot of this deck. This hand sucks. Serum Visions has a lot of power. Serum Visions can smooth us out. I love that. I actually am very happy we drew a second Serum Visions. That, yes, I want these things. In this order? Yeah, in this order is fine. Well, right, but like, we're playing a matchup where like we have time, right? Because they're playing a very permanent-based 4-color, 3 or 4-color control deck. And they want to interact with our permanents more than anything else, which we just don't have a lot of, right? They're very vulnerable to the angle that this deck attacks on. It's kind of like Storm. Like, it's just, we don't have any permanents that matter to us, like, at all. So they don't get to leverage. No, I agree with you that we don't. I'm just saying we have multiple turns in which we can set up. Like, I'm very comfortable suspending that Ancestral Visions because I am fairly confident that when I play As Foretold next turn, something's going to happen to it. So I don't necessarily feel like, I don't want to feel like I need to cast it. And I know I boarded in things like Mystical Dispute, but I would like to use those on more important spells. It's our way of playing 2 things a turn. Yeah, essentially. Yeah, multiple, not just 2. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm just going to smooth out the future, maybe draw some counter magic. More Crashing Footfalls. Not the best, but that Mystical Dispute is good. Dare I say, great. We're a little land heavy, but that's okay. Wow, their hand is really bad for their 3-color deck. That is, I mean, I'm assuming they're totally stacked on interaction, but I mean, if I play As Foretold, maybe they have Mystical Dispute, but Mystical Dispute is not super popular for those decks right now. So I think on multiple axes, the risk reward for... No, we should wait one more turn. We should wait one more turn. We want to go for a big play right before our As Foretold or our Ancestral Visions is coming off suspend. They just played Mystical Sanctuary for nothing. And they have 3 land names, but 5 lands for Field of the Dead. I love this. This is great. Let us draw a Flusterstorm now. Bang. Second Mystical Dispute is fine. I am okay with the second Mystical Dispute. That was not what I wanted, but I'm okay with it. Why did they keep this hand? I'm assuming they assume they draw out of it. Cryptic? Man, you are really dead. Oh. What? I mean, I'm still gonna counter it, but what? Holy jumping. What is up, El Rodio-san? We've got a lot of viewers because for some reason a big streamer rewrited me. Don't tell them I'm insignificant. Don't. Oh, but since we have a lot of people here, you should probably check out the Serum Visions cast. If you like what Faithless Brewing does, you might like the spin-off podcast, Serum Visions, with myself, Brian M., the Artificer, and Arun Jiggy Wiggy Singh, who is a frequent 5-0er in Modern. Yep. Oh, there's your big boy. There's your big boy. The podcast is haunted? What are you talking about? The podcast is haunted. Woo. Alex, this isn't the Halloween stream. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! All right. So we'll draw 3 because I can Electrodominance the Crashing Footfalls. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I guess we could draw that. Jesus. You draw all 4 of your best cards there. Kind of. I mean... Yeah, I guess it's not likely they're playing Wrath of any kind. I think I just dump more Rhinos into play. Because... they have to have Cryptic Command to beat me. Oh, hold on. We can shoot them for 2 here, right? Yeah, we can shoot them for 2. There's no reason not to. And we're just going to put more Rhinos on board. Yeah, we're putting Lethal on board, and we could just keep dumping Rhinos out forever. Man, this 2 and a blue enchantment, discard a card, make 2 4/4 Rhinos. Why are you casting it on your turn? Because they're tapped down. So I could play this at the end of their turn, but I'd rather have it resolved because there is no Wrath they can play next turn, period. So I feel like this puts the most pressure on them by far. Because if they have Cryptic next turn, I just draw 3 cards post-combat. My opponent asked me if I brought in 4 disputes, and I told them, nah, just 2. I think it might have been 3, but it was 2. It was definitely 2 or 3 mystical disputes plus a spell pierce plus a Flusterstorm. So I'm not telling them that I brought in more good blue counter magic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, zombies. They're in my head. In my head. Zombies. And they could shock for a breeding pool here and put Uro into play plus... No, wait. 1, 2. Oh my god, they still didn't get any zombies. They're so dead. Don't tell them. Don't tell them, but they're really dead. I mean, they could have Cryptic still, but they only have 2 cards in hand, so this is not... Like, if they shock a breeding pool or any green source in right now to play Uro, they're dead on board. So they got to have that plus. I wasn't paying enough attention in game 1. Did they not have any black mana? Is this the straight blue-green rec deck? Because there is a blue-green rec deck that was in the 5-0 dump, so they could tap bounce. I guess. What do you think they're going to bounce? As Foretold? Thought I saw a Water Gift. Me too. They're going to Uro? Okay. It's not good enough. Yeah, but... Okay. So I guess if I think... No. Yeah, bouncing As Foretold costs me 3 mana. That's fine. And they can't even Cryptic anymore. So they have to have, like, Fatal Push here. Which is not... It's not terrifying. They put a tap land into play, you're dead. You're so dead. What are you gonna do? Play Snapcaster? These rhinos got trample. You're fucking dead. Hey! Got the 3-2. Alright. And I think we could have easily gotten that 4-1. Although we probably would have had a different match in the last one. So it's hard to say that we definitely would have had a 4-1 off of that. We definitely could have done better than we did with more experience. That said... Wow, this deck is super, super fun, incredibly powerful. I think we definitely got someone with the Restore Balance. Was not expecting that, and it was fantastical to just play Balance in Modern. So if you are the kind of person who's like a Timmy Power Gamer, but you also want something that is like tournament viable, hit this up. And you get to make some of your games will be super decision dense from like turn 1, because you might be able to jam Electrodominance for 0, as we did, and you might get Spell Pierced, as we did, but you avoided the Force of Negation. So it's, it's oftentimes it's hard to tell which direction to go with that, and you just gotta play the odds. I was happy with the play we made, and I would make it again. I definitely cannot offer any ideas for improvements on this deck. I mean, these cards we never brought in, and these cards we never brought in. Generally speaking, I don't like Leyline of Sanctity. We didn't play against any heavy discard decks. So... And we also didn't play against Burn. So maybe, that would be better in those matchups. Otherwise, it was a good time. We are going to be back in just a second with a little bit of Black-Green Infect. So if you are here with me live, we are going to play some Black-Green Infect in just a moment. So please stick around. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I will see you in another video. Let's get some tunes on while we switch between decks.